everyone, and welcome to another Naked Truth. Trisha Hershberger here. Before we jump into today's topic, I want to go ahead and give a big thank you to our Naked Army vloggers from last week. That's Jeremy, Nicholas, Hiram, Luis, Grant, Romeo, Jenny, Tyler, Prescott, and Kristen, Hannah, Kenny, Dominic, Melanie, Lawrence, James, Jacob, and Sarah. You guys rock. Thank you so much. And actually, everyone this week wanted me to share their Naked Truth. So if you want to check those out, there are links to those in the description below. So for this week, I took a topic suggestion from Dominic Lobo, who said, hey, for next week's topic, I was wondering what your thoughts were on racy collectibles or action figures and toys. What do you think in regards to Toys R Us receiving pressure from parents to ban the Breaking Bad action figures? Also in the past, Django Unchained had action figures, but they were banned due to being perceived as racist, yet Game of Thrones has collectibles in a bunch of places, then that show can get a little rapey, but everyone seems okay with those collectibles. Do you think corporations should be parenting children, or should parents be parenting their kids? I would love to see or hear a Naked Truth on your thoughts about these types of collectibles and toys. So, wow, what a topic suggestion. Thank you so much, Dominic. And I thought, you guys may have noticed that Jessica is missing from right back there, my big Jessica Rabbit figurine. And I think a lot of people would probably consider her a racy collectible. So I thought, since she's so near and dear to my heart, let's go ahead and talk about this. My too long don't read answer is that I don't think that it should be up to corporations to censor what kids can and can't have. And because I think when they're censoring what they think is appropriate for children, they're also inherently censoring what is appropriate for adults. Because there are a lot of adults who, even though, yes, you can order your collectibles online, then you have to pay and worry about shipping and packaging and things getting damaged in shipping. There are a lot of people who really enjoy going to the store and actually physically seeing the things that they want to purchase. So I'm not sure what the correct answer to that is. Let me give a big disclaimer. I don't have any kids yet. I do want kids, but I don't have any kids, so I really can't claim to know the first thing about parenting. So I don't want to be that person with no kids that says, you should parent your kids. I would like to think that when I have children, I will be the one who's telling them, okay, this is not appropriate because of X, Y, and Z, or this is appropriate, or, if there are certain toys that I want my children to stay away from, I, will try to keep them away from those toys. Granted, that is a lot harder if they're in toy stores. So I don't know if maybe a short answer is to have a separate aisle for more adult collectibles or things that are deemed more adult collectibles, kind of like the way that old Spencer's gift stores and some Oz have the sexy section of the store and it's separate from everything else. I don't know. That's just a thought that I came up with. I completely get not wanting your kids to see things that are overtly sexual or racist or promoting drug use. So I hope that there aren't any parents out there who are like, Trisha, I'm wildly offended by what you have to say. But those are my thoughts from where I'm coming from right now. I do think that some collectibles, like I said, could be overtly sexual or too bad for kids. But I do think that that's ultimately up to each parent to decide. And then I would say I would leave it up to each parent individually, because I think when you get into a corporation laying down the law for everybody and there being an objective, this is too racy to sell and this is not too racy to sell, I think any objective lines really rile people up, and they're very hard, because while I do like to think that there is objective guidelines for things, who is the one to set those guidelines? Should it be a corporation? I'm not sure that that's the right person to say that. And so maybe we would have people that, like I mentioned Jessica earlier. Let me get her in here. I mentioned Jessica earlier. Would there be people who say Jessica is much too sexy of a toy? And you're probably thinking, yes, Patricia, you're an adult now. You can choose if you want to have your Jessica figurine. But even when I was a kid, I was completely drawn to the more sexual female characters and things. When I watched The Little Mermaid, I really liked Ursula because she was curvy and sassy and put on lipstick. And I felt the same way about Jessica Rabbit, obviously. And about Jasmine, too, who, even though Jasmine, wasn't showing off a lot of sexy curves, she was very sassy and used her sexuality. And So that makes me hesitant to believe that that's bad for kids. Now, I'm sure devil's advocate will say that, that was social conditioning, and now I grow up with these expectations that that's what I should look or act like because of those influences. And maybe that's true. I mean, I'm me, so I'm like, I don't think I turned out that bad, but I personally don't see anything wrong with celebrating femininity and curvaceousness and sexuality. But again, I'm sure that's going to create wild discourse in the comments. So if you're someone that's upset by Jessica being super sexual, then I ask you, would you be upset by Cody Rhodes here? So Cody Rhodes is another one of my collectibles. I had wrestling figures a lot as a kid. He's got his mask here, but he's essentially wearing man panties. So he's wearing a lot less than Jessica is wearing, yet these are sold at every kid's store. So it's hard for me to accept someone else arbitrarily saying that Jessica's not okay, but Cody Rhodes is. I personally love them both. And then if Cody and Jessica both kind of have these over-idealized body shapes that we see very often in our superheroes and in a lot of our characters. But what about a collectible more like Andy here from the 40-Year-Old Virgin? He's not necessarily the ideal body shape. He's got chest hair. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's got details of chest hair here and on his legs. And I would wager to say that he is also probably sold in toy stores. He's got a little, let's see if he'll talk for you. He's shy. So he didn't want to talk to you the first time I pressed the button because he's shy. But some people could consider this a racy collectible. So I don't know. I'm not really comfortable with anyone else telling me what I can and can't have. And I feel like as a parent, I would probably be even more protective of somebody else telling me what my kids can and can't have. So my question for you guys is, do you think that racy collectibles should be banned from stores that are specifically aimed at toys, so normally for children? So do you think collectibles should ever be banned from retail stores, from places where kids usually are? Let me know that in the comments down below. If you have your own topic that you would like to suggest, please make sure you do that in the comments section. And if you want to talk about racy collectibles and whether or not they should be banned in your own Naked Truth vlog, you can do that by making a vlog, uploading it to YouTube, and then sending it to me through the For Business Inquiries link in the About section of this channel. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.